Hello, welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 25. Here we are early in the morning on January. This should be a really busy month for us. We have a ton of pallets to sell. I think the first thing we should do is head to the store and buy ourselves a little forklift. Now the forklift I'm interested in purchasing is actually part of a packet. So even if I get it now, I don't feel bad about it because it's also going to be the one I want when I can get a semi-truck available. Let me change the tip side. Okay, perfect. We want the ramp. I'm going to go ahead and jump cut to the store, and I'll see you guys there as we pick up our forklift. Welcome back. Here I am at the store. I went ahead and dropped the back and put the ramps down. Let's go ahead and purchase our forklift. It is part of a mod, and it connects. Actually, I'll show you the combinations. It actually connects with one of these three trailers here. The one I'm looking to get is either going to be probably the Load King one. And the way it works is actually really simple. It just kind of goes on the back of the trailer and it hoists itself up. And that way, no matter where you go, you have a forklift with you to load stuff up. Oh, that's not what I wanted. But the advantage of it is not only is it part of something that I want later on, it's also significantly cheaper. I like that color combination, so we'll keep it as is. So it's $37,000 to buy that, where any of the other forklifts start at $55,000 and up. So let's grab that really quick. We'll throw it up onto our trailer. Well, this is going to be interesting. I forgot it has a third wheel here. Can it actually go up? I don't know. We'll try. Worst case scenario, I'll just cheat and use the super strength. Be like, nothing to see here. I don't think it's even going to fit on there. The wheels are too wide. That's all right. There we go. Lift it up. Move it on. Oh yeah, this is some quality loading there. Well, plan A did not work. I had to switch to plan B. I guess what I could have done is if I didn't have super strength available, I could have just driven it back to my farm. But the whole reason I bought this little trailer to begin with was to ferry around smaller equipment across the map when I need it. It's pretty rare that I need to actually throw something onto a trailer. Plus, when I got this trailer, it was really early on, and it allowed me to throw pallets on there as well. So between the truck in front of us and the trailer behind, I was able to carry a little bit more stuff. The whole point of getting a forklift today is we got so many pallets due this month and the following month of February that I was like, you know what, it's about time to get a specialized machine for it so we can speed up the process. The farm is doing pretty well right now and we're starting to make some money. We still have a couple big purchases ahead of us, so I'm trying not to spend too much money on upgrading machinery at the moment, but I still want to slowly upgrade a couple things here and there and just kind of speed up everything. We've genuinely, I think, reached the point where some of our small machinery is more of a hindrance than it is, a positive. Well, I'm gonna pause right there real quick and drop this off. So the lumberjack mod, one of the reasons I like it besides the actual fact of being a really effective woodcutting mod is you can just occasionally, when you need super strength really quick, just hold down the alt button and use super strength, turn it off real fast by releasing the alt button, and you're done. I am a big fan of that. It makes it pretty simple to kind of use it without having to turn it on all the time. Of course, if you're gonna do a bunch of stuff, you can just double press the alt really fast and it just turns it on so you don't have to hold the key down. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the tractor on this trailer right here. And then I'm going to start loading up pallets. We do have, I think, we definitely have one more thing to purchase today. Possibly even two, depending on what we're doing after we're done selling off all the pallets. We need to purchase a sell point for the corn flour. And I'd like to purchase a fill station for the farm that will allow me to, fill my machines with lime, seed, fertilizer, that kind of stuff. But that will depend on if we need that this episode or not. And start loading up. Let's take a look at the lettuce first. Is lettuce supposed to be this month? I don't believe lettuce is on January, as I forget what the letter L is. No, lettuce is on February. So let's see, what do we have? I know we have wood chips this month. Yeah, so we'll have to go pick that up with the big trailer. We have, I think, the flour this month as well. Alright, yeah, so we have the flour, and our best location for the flour is Farmer's Market. Farmer's Market is $50 extra per liter versus our little small farmer's kiosk here. Okay, so flour, what else do we have? I think rice flour as well. I think I have some of that. Yeah, that's today as well. That would be the bakery. No, yeah, bakery looks like the best. No, the restaurant is. But it's close enough to the farmer's market that I'll just bring everything to the farmer's market flour-wise. And the maize flour, which I do have to purchase a sell point for, that's today as well. I think, let's see, the enoki mushrooms, I think that's next month. Yeah, that's February. Oyster mushrooms are this month. Okay, and we'll sell those, well, ideally at the farmer's market. No, here at our little kiosk. Yay, kiosk, it's gonna pay for itself. Alright, I think that's it. Silage fluctuates up and down all the time, but it's a $10 difference, so whenever that's ready, we'll just drop it off. And I think we have anything else to sell. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse. I'm going to load up all of our flour and rice flour onto the trailer and then drive it over to the farmer's market. And this would have been a really slow drive if I had to drive the forklift all the way over here. Alright, I'll see you guys when we get to the sale point. Alright, here we are. There's less pallets than I was expecting, to be honest. So there's a quick $28,000. I forgot that we've been selling most of our flour pallets as we've been getting them, just to start making money and buying land. So I was expecting a little bit more than what I got. We still have quite a few of the corn flour. I'm glad that I actually hopped into the production to see if there was any more regular flour or rice flour, and see that there was no more, in queue. So I was like, okay, let's go sell this really quick, and now I can drop down a sell point for the maize flour and sell that as well really fast. Before I purchase the sell point for the corn flour, I'm gonna go load up on wood chips really fast, and then I'm gonna drop this off right here because we're gonna have to do the lettuce pretty soon. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of room because I think we need to do water as well at some point. So we're gonna grab this trailer here, head over to our sawmill, and load up the wood chips from the little load point there. Now, thank goodness this sawmill makes it easy for that. It's just a matter of course. It's forever gonna be my problem is getting out of this silo area. It's not a bush, it's the light pole. As I was saying, the sawmill here has a little loading zone for the wood chip, so it's just a matter of driving the trailer over it and then, you know, pressing the command to load. It would simulate, you know, someone coming out and loading the trailer for you. Whereas the sawmill on the map, well, that one has the wood chips in pallets, so you got to constantly move those pallets and then load up from the pallets with a trailer like this. Alright, let's load all that. Almost 40,000. That is awesome. How is our wood doing? We're almost down to half, so we'll have to pull in some more wood pretty soon. Oh, we got so many pallets. This is going to be awesome. So we got 8 of these, 8 of the long planks, 8 of the wood beams, 13 of the regular planks. That's awesome. That will at least be some decent money. I was getting nervous. Oh wow, do we still have more wood chips left over? We still got another 16,000 liters. Fantastic. And if I remember correctly, let's see where the wood chips sell. I think it's the animal dealer. No, look at that. The Harbor Grain Elevator's got a higher price at the moment. So we shall head there. So the wood chips to me are just a byproduct of making all the planks and the beams. So it's just once a year you get to run out and make a little bit of extra money from them, which is great. And it seems that this year, or I should say this version of Farming Simulator, the wood chip value is much higher than it was on Farming Simulator 22. Whereas they dropped the value of the silage down quite a bit from Farming Simulator 22 to this one. At least that's what it seems. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this as a time lapse. The second and final load of wood chips to deliver. Surprisingly, it was some really good money. I wasn't surprised. I knew it was going to be good money, but it's nice to see our total go up by quite a bit. additional 28,000 from there, so we're up to 136, which is great. I got a little nervous after selling off the flour, going, maybe I don't have enough stuff to make enough money to buy land and the new combine I want, let alone a tractor. I'll have to reevaluate everything and make sure I'm going to actually make enough money, because I would definitely like to buy that other plot of land, but I have to make sure I get the that John Deere combine so that when all this grain is ready to be harvested, I can fly through it a lot faster. I'm gonna go ahead and jump cut real quick so we can get back to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and park this trailer and then get ready to place down a sell point for the corn flour, and then we'll sell all that and see how we're doing so far. Here we are back at the farm. The grass has gone ahead and fermented to silage already, which is still really quick. So we're gonna go ahead and connect to it, and then we'll drop that off in a little bit. Next thing I want to do is I want to place down a sell point for the corn flour, which is going to be, I think, in this corner here, closer towards the rice. So, let's check the sales while we're here, so I can see all the things that I can't spend money on. And construction. Alright, I'm thinking right here should be pretty good. Almost where the pallets are. Sell points, this is what I need right there. It's only 1,000, that's great. I think what I'll do is I'll just move these pallets off to the side real quick, and just to make it faster on myself, we'll just move them with super strength so we can be in a hurry. Knock them over. Surprised I'm just not tossing them. Alright, let's try that again. Well, we can definitely get an overlap. And here, I believe. That'll work. Awesome. That was only $1,000. For some reason I thought it was going to be more expensive, but that works out for me. So let's see how much one of these sells for. $3,005. That's not bad. Though I did think that it was a little bit higher. Let's see, maize flour, maybe the price dropped. Oh, it's on its way down. Maybe it was a higher price in the morning. Let's turn off super strength, and let's grab the rest of these. We still have a ton of corn left over to turn into flour as well. Let's actually check that and see. So we still have 44,000 liters of corn to get turned into flour, and we have an additional 5 pallets behind the ones that are there. That's not bad. So depending on if I really need the money or not will depend on whether I'm going to hold on to these for the next year or just kind of sell them early. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do this on a time lapse only because it's going to take a while. So I'll see you as soon as we end up selling all of these. Luckily, I don't have to drive too far. Welcome back. So that should have been a pretty quick time lapse. If you've noticed, it seems that every single time that I'm dropping off a pallet, the price goes down a little bit. What I am unsure of if it is time based, as in time is ticking by, so the price is going lower, which is what was showing me. So if we look on the chart here, the price is dropping as we speak, you know, throughout the day. So it was much higher in the beginning of the day versus later. I'm also wondering if the price drops as I sell products. For example, if I sell a pallet, will the price drop and be like, oh, hey, cool, you know, you're selling it, the price is going down since there's less demand? That I don't know. Let's give these a nudge and see if any of them go in there. Nope. Alright, let's take a quick look at our productions. So the grain mill is still going to be cranking away on the corn flour, and as we get it, we'll sell it for a little bit. So I'm assuming the price should be pretty decent. Maybe not. So it drops a little bit over $1,000. Maybe I can catch February before it goes too low. But if not, I'll have to decide if I'm going to hold on to them or not. I do have some honey pallets. That's February, though it shows I have none. What else do I have to sell besides the wood? Thank goodness there's a ton of wood there, so I'm hoping that's going to be a huge payday for us. I do have some spinach bags, which is March. So I might do that in February as well if I need to have enough money to purchase another plot of land. Because I still would like to purchase plot 29, which is $265,000. That way I can go ahead and plant something on it. 33 doesn't have anything planted on it. 1 does not have anything planted on it. .33 is cultivated and it's ready to go, I believe. Do we need to lime it? Wow, no. Awesome. Number 1 is my test field. I went ahead and mulched it. I do need to cultivate it. I might need to lime it, even though it says it doesn't need lime at the moment. I might need to lime it anyway, just to really try to maximize my yield from it and see if that's what it's going to do. So we'll see about doing that maybe later today. So I might be able to lime it and then cultivate it. I forgot to do a contract in the background. So we have a cultivating contract, we have plowing. Really not a lot of options in winter, is it? I'd like to do the plowing one just because they pay better, but unfortunately I think it's getting later in the day that I'd have to really wait a long time to do that, so I don't know. I will do the cultivating one because it should be relatively quick. Oh, and it's the field I want to buy, so that works out even better. And more importantly, that's going to give me a second tractor I can borrow real quick and maybe cultivate field number 1 on the side with my gear. I'm surprised that car stopped. I thought for sure it would just run into me. So March is going to be our time to plant oats on this field number 1 here, on 33 and hopefully 29 as well. Let's take a quick shortcut through our grass field here. Doesn't look like it's ready to harvest again, but it is growing. And while that's happening, I think I'll go sell that silage really quick, or while we're cultivating here. Alright, I know I can't make that turn, so let's see if I come out here first and make a much wider turn. Alright, let's head over to the animal dealership, sell this off. If everything works out well, it should be another, I think, 46,000. And we'll do this on a time lapse. Here we are at the animal dealership. We're gonna go ahead and sell off this trailer of silage really quick and see how much we make, or see if it's the usual 46,000. It should be close. 48. Hey, even better. Just gotta close this up really quick, and then we can head back to the farm. And what I'll do is to save on the drive time, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump cut back to the farm. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alright, here we are back at the farm. I went ahead and dropped the trailer off, and on our spreader, we're gonna head down to field 1 so we can go ahead and lime it. Cultivator is still working on that field, or the contractor I should say is still cultivating that field. And as soon as that contractor is done, or that contract is finished, I'm going to borrow that tractor, put it onto our cultivator, and have it come down and cultivate the field. I feel like I'm going to take another shortcut here. Until I turn this into a grass lawn, like it's almost like a track, I might as well just use it, save myself a little bit of time. That does remind me, I do need to come down here and chop some of these trees down so that I can extend the field so we can get a little more grass out of there. And I'll go ahead and do this on a time lapse really quick, so that way it's even faster for you guys. Ready, or just about finished liming this field. I really do wish that this spreader held just a little bit more product in its capacity. It's not bad. I don't know how I did it the first time where I was able to reload straight off the trailer as I was going. I can't seem to do it again, so I don't know if it's something that got patched out. But it'd be nice if I didn't have to stop quite so often. Because the working width of 42 meters is fantastic. And I understand we're going to go through a lot of product because it's being spread so much. But if it had just a slightly bigger capacity, it'd be perfect. At least that way I can get, more than just one run of a field done before I have to refill. Alright, we're going to go ahead and drop this off back at the field. The cultivator is almost done. So maybe what I'll do is I'll throw the cultivator onto this tractor, and then I'll use that tractor while this one's working. Load it real quick. I don't know if I'll have to use lime again. And you can see, since we're in a field working on lime, how all the tires and everything's messed up with lime. That looks fantastic. When I do get some extra cash, I will have to buy a power washer and actually clean up everything here. Alright, our cultivator is the green John Deere here. This is something that's definitely got to get upgraded. This is a little tiny. It's great for the rice paddies. But when it comes down to it, for the other fields that we have, this is just a little too small. But I don't really want to upgrade any more machinery until I've already purchased my large tractor and my new combine. Both of those are pretty much necessary to do what I need to do. And before I can upgrade any of the implements like the cultivators, the seeders, or anything like that, I definitely need a tractor with a lot more horsepower. This one doesn't have very much of it. Well, or at least doesn't have enough horsepower to run a lot of the bigger machines. I think what I'm gonna do, because it looks like this will, be a good time to end this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode right here. And on the next one, we'll take over and cultivate and prep everything, as well as do some, I don't know, we got a lot of stuff, kind of, chores left to do. Nothing major, but they all add up. Alright everybody, thank you for watching the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a great day.